So if you can hear me over the traffic, I'm at Canary Wharf to photograph the sunset and the twilight. It's just a shot I've been wanting to get for some time. So what I like about this specific spot, so obviously the water's quite nice first of all. I like these old cranes in the foreground and then the modern buildings in the background. I like how it juxtaposes what this area used to be used for historically and now what the area is used for. I like that juxtaposition, and obviously it's nice with the sun going down. It's quite a difficult shot to get because the cranes don't really line up with the buildings quite as I would like. So where I am on this bridge, it doesn't quite line up how I'd want to in the image. So if this focuses, this is the composition that I went for. And another thing that makes it pretty challenging is that yeah, you can see the amount of traffic that goes over this bridge, and each time something drives past, the bridge sort of bounces a bit, which I have a tripod, but it's no good when there's cars driving by, so I haven't been able to do a long exposure. Initially I wanted to do some long exposures, but I can't do that with the bridge bouncing the way it is. So what I'm doing instead is some HDR. If you've been reading my blog posts, then you may know that I'm basically a convert to HDR photography now. I wasn't a fan initially, but I'm really embracing it now. So hopefully, despite not being able to do long exposures, hopefully these photos should look good anyway. What will be good about HDR is that I should be able to capture both the light in the sky and capture. So if you see all the lights in the buildings there, and then you've got the colour in the sky as well, just taking a single exposure, it's hard to capture all of that detail, but with HDR I should be able to capture all of that, so it should look pretty nice. Anyway, it's almost complete darkness now, and I've gotten basically all the shots that I can, so time to go home and see how they look. So I'm back home now. I'm just going to switch over to my laptop just to show you how I'm going to edit it and show you the final image. So I've chose the the sequence of images that I'm going to create the HDR photo from. When I'm doing HDR, I take 7 frames, only because with my camera, the Olympus OMD M5, it's the only way I can get a exposure difference of +2, -2, and when you're doing HDR you need to have at least +2, -2 difference in the exposure. So that's the only reason why I personally shoot 7 separate frames, because it's the only way I can do it with my camera. So anyway, I use Photomatix Pro for doing HDR, and I won't go into too much detail about the whole editing process because I want to keep the video pretty short. But if you'd like to know more about that, then just leave a comment, and maybe I'll make another video where I go more specifically about the editing. So it's merged the 7 photos together, and this is what it comes up with. You've got the filters here, which you can go through different effects. But I'm not going to use any of those on this occasion. I don't tend to do much in Photomatix Pro because I prefer to make most of the adjustments in Lightroom. So what I do is I generally put the strength up to 100. And then colour saturation I don't touch because I prefer the vibrance in Lightroom. Beyond that, really, all I tend to try and do is get like a nice balanced image that I can then work with in Lightroom. And so as you can really see, for the most part, a lot of the times I'm just dragging the sliders left and right just to see what I prefer. Sometimes if I know exactly how I want it to look, I'll know exactly where to drag the sliders, but if I'm just sort of playing and experimenting, then I'll just sort of drag them left and right like that just to see which I prefer. And I just basically try and get it, like I say, just sort of a balanced image that I can then work with in Lightroom. So I'm going to go with that. And then it'll do its thing. And then I'm going to save this so I can then import into Lightroom. Like so. And then go over to Lightroom. And that was one I'd done earlier, so I'll just import that one. And there we go. So first of all, you can see it's not straight at all. First thing I usually do is on the lens corrections, I'll usually just go auto for that, and that sort of aligns everything up. Which unfortunately in this instance crops a lot of the photo. What you can do as well is just use the cropping tool to straighten it out. Which I'll do that for now to keep it simple. And then all I do in Lightroom is just make adjustments to the highlights, the shadows, the blacks, the whites. Which again, I'm not going to go into too much detail with in this photo. I just wanted to give you a brief sort of idea and just to show you how the photo finished out. I usually add a bit of clarity. And to be honest, even before I've touched the vibrance, it already looks pretty vibrant, so I won't go far with that. Generally speaking, that is it. Unfortunately, in this instance, I have to say that's a pretty bad photo. I'm not happy with that at all. So you can see what I'm drawn to is I really like that these old cranes. I like that they've kept them there around the Docklands area. And I've always kind of been drawn to, I've always wanted to incorporate these in a photo, but I've never been able to get a good photo from it. But yeah, I like the sort of the history here, juxtaposed with the modern buildings in the background, and it's like the old Canary Wharf or the old Docklands area, juxtaposed with the new Docklands area. And obviously the sunset is nice, the sort of dock here, the water's kind of nice, but obviously what I don't like is all this building work here. This is not nice. And as I was saying before when I was shooting it, it's a difficult thing to photograph, the way that ideally I would need these buildings to be more central here, whereas unfortunately yeah, it's that bit of an awkward angle, but unfortunately the way this area is built, there's just no other way to photograph it. I could have done a better job than this, but I guess I just wasn't on it today. I did actually, I photographed this a while ago without my tripod, and I think I'd done it better the last time. See, so this is the photograph that I took. I was just happened to be walking by with my camera, and I took this photo, but I thought I want to go back with my tripod, and this was basically the sun completely gone down now. I wanted to try and get it sort of as the sun was going down, but certainly in terms of composition, I think this is much better. So I actually done a much better job on that occasion. So yeah, it's one of those situations where it looks nice to your eye when you stood there, but trying to then put that across in a two-dimensional image is pretty difficult, and I've tried it here, but I have to say, yeah, I basically failed. I'm not happy with that photo at all, and that is one photo that definitely will not be going on my website. So there you go, a bit of a failure really, but I did say in my first video that I was going to share the good things and the bad things, so there you go, there's one that wasn't a great success. I could have spent a bit more time with the editing, getting it look better than what I did, but for the sake of keeping the video short, and to be honest, I don't think there's a good photo there anyway, so not really worth it. If you'd like to see some of my better photography, then best follow me on Instagram, where I post all my photos. So I have some better stuff on there, so check me out on there. I will put the link in the description, and yeah, stay tuned for future videos where I'll be photographing much more and sharing my journey with you guys. Okay, see you soon.